I think it starts, isn't it? I was just waiting for you.
Oh, I was waiting on you while you were waiting on me.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back at maybe see me looking back at you. Anyway, right, I'll start. I've had enough of waiting for you. I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the bull by the horns, John.
That's funny. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Audiophiles. Hey, my name's John. His name is Andy. Hochoba. Um, and I keep on fighting for the things I want, though I know that when you're dead, you can't. But I'd rather be a free man in my grave than living as a puppet or a slave. More of that later. Andy, how are you, my duck?
I am doing well, sir. How are you doing?
Fair to middling. So,
Bar for the
what
course.
musical delights have you got for us today?
I have a band I want you to check out that we haven't listened to yet on the channel. They're called the Gaslight Anthem. Familiar with them at all?
I have one of their albums.
Oh, which one is that?
Uh, the 59 Sound.
Okay, then we're in the clear.
I'm guessing it's probably, knowing my track record, though I don't know, I'm guessing it's probably their first album, because it usually is.
We will find out. But yeah, I do know that this is not off of the 59 sound. So
Fair enough.
this would come a little later. So this is a track called, ironically, because it was we were just talking about the 59 sound. This track is called 45, which in numerically precedes 59, but
Mm.
this one comes after the 59
So
sound.
this is earlier, but later.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you've wrapped your head around all the crazy the mathematics of it all, please go off, give this thing a listen, and come back and let me know what you think.
Will do. I really like the start. Establishing guitar, beat comes in with splashy cymbals, then the lead and the rest of the band. It's full of drive and energy, and it's pretty straightforward. You know where you are almost instantly. Um, yeah, good stuff. For some reason, and I don't know why, because I'm not a big fan or don't really know much of his work, but the name Brian Adams popped into my mind. I'm so sorry. Um, there you go. Um, actually, a friend of mine went to see Brian Adams a couple of years ago. He played locally to here, and he said he had a great time. So takes all sorts.
Have you seen my hands? Just look at them shake. And the song just keeps on repeating. Drop the needle again. And I dance with your ghost. Oh, but that ain't the way. I can't move on and I can't stay the same. And all my friends say, hey, turn the record over. Hey, I see you on the flip side. There you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else lay at her feet.
That's interesting. So, from what I could get from it, there was references to like music and stuff. Something about the song repeating again or something, and drop the needle. Um, and then he referred to sort of dancing with your ghost. Can't move on. Can't stay the same. And then the chorus, I think it was that came in. And all my friends say, which is a great sort of technique. These are all tried and tested things. Um, Turn the record over, see on the flip side. So they're equating a relationship with a piece of vinyl, which is a very interesting point of view. Um, and then I think there was a group vocals for the last couple of lines, which again is another sort of tried and tested technique. So yeah, it sounded great. Nothing groundbreaking or new here, but solid, reliable, good time for all. Yeah, sounds good.
But have you seen my heart? Have you seen how it bleeds? And the nights are so long, baby. Out here in the deep, the ticking of hours lonely. I hear the alarm. I used to hear when she would sleep in my arms, but better senses. Turn the record over. I see you on the flip side. There you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else lay at her feet. And all my friends say,
Classic.
turn the record over. I see you on the flip side. There you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else say I like me. Where you used to be. Where you used to be. Where you used to be. Here with me.
Yeah, and a rollicking good time was had by all. Yeah, this was pretty straightforward. Sometimes that's you want vanilla ice cream. You don't want a Neapolitan. And this is definitely it. And it just delivers. Really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the kind of strange guitar solo. It almost sounded like a fuzzed up mandolin the way. And then of course they sort of drop it, so it's drums, and then it's just the guitar sort of picking. And then he comes with his vocal, and all my friends saying, then bang, it's, again, classic, really well done. Just enjoyable. There's like a big mental tick when that happened. So yeah, this is great fun. Nothing spectacular in terms of pushing the boundaries, but I really enjoyed it. Just quality, what they set out to do, and they did it. Nice one. Let's get back to Andy and chop it up.
All right, you're back. So, what did you make of 45?
Yeah, interesting. So, really nice opening with the guitar establishing the sort of pattern, and then these and the drums come in with this really nice splashy cymbals, which indicate energy and enthusiasm, and they're not wrong. In comes the lead, and then we have with that we have immediate drive with a sidecar of good old fashioned rock. Yeah, I really like the start of this because it's fairly. There's a horrible phrase which comes from advertising say in this country is it does exactly what it says in the tin, and this is pretty much the same sort of thing. There's no frills, but it's just delivering what it says it's going to do. So your man comes in, and although it might be slightly I'd say cliched, but or even formulaic, but it's straightforward.
Mhm.
and there's a path well trodden, but it doesn't mean to say that you can't, tread it again.
Yeah.
Um, and the weird thing is, as it starts and he starts singing, it popped into my head the name Brian Adams, and I don't particularly like Brian Adams. I don't dislike him either. I'm not a big fan. I'll probably only name 2 or 3 songs of his, but it just popped into my head. And then I thought of one of my friends actually saw him a couple of years ago. He played local to here. And I was like, what do you want to go do a thing like that for? And he says, well, actually, he got there, started listening to it, and it was really good. It was just what it thought it would be. And he
Mhm.
did a good job of it. And I was like, fair enough. Okay. So yeah, like here, there's nothing new, nothing boundary pushing,
Mhm.
but it still hits the spot, and I found it deeply satisfying.
Yep.
So there's some musical references I get. He says about something about the song repeats or whatever, drop the needle. And then he goes on about dancing with your ghost, I think it is, and something about can't move on, but can't stay the same. And then we get into the chorus. Um, and it starts off with all my friends say, which is a great little sort of, mechanism for like starting something. And it kind of makes you feel involved in it, even though you're
Yeah.
not one of his friends. But do you know what I mean? It's a nice little turn of phrase that's inclusive. All my friends say. And then we hear this turn the record over, see you on the flip side, etc. And so they're equating relationships to a piece of vinyl, um, which I can relate to. Some are warped, some have the centers punched out for easy access. That's what relationships are like. Anyway, we get more rollicking guitar. Oh, yeah, sorry. And the last couple of lines is group song, as it were, which again is a nice little technique. Um, that again it's slightly old fashioned when you get a chorus where the first 2 lines are just sung by the lead singer, and then the last 2 lines are like the whole band, as it were. It's old school, but again, it's very effective and it just sounds great. Um, so we get into the next verse, more rollicking guitars, and I really like the fact that they don't just skate through it to the big chorus. They keep the energy levels up through the verse. The verse is just as nice to listen to as the chorus. Um, go back to the chorus again, and this time I also hear in those group sung 2 lines something about turning over an engine and letting someone else at her feet. Don't know how that fits in with 45, but unless it's a 45 to my own. But no, probably not. Is that Saturday Night Special? Oh, I have no idea about guns. So then we have after that this very odd little solo, which is all fuzzed up and everything, but it's almost done in the style of someone playing like Peter Buck playing a mandolin with REM. It's like sort of that sort of style. It's very strange, and at the sort of apex of this, like solo, if you want to call it that, the fuzz drops out, and you get this clearness. For about 4 seconds where there's a beat and then it's just the guitar sort of arpeggio, as it were, and then he does a classic, the vocal comes in again, all my friends say, and then bang, in comes the rest of the band, and it's just again classic technique, sounds great, hugely satisfying.
Yep.
Carries on with the big chorus. We get some nice drum fills, and then we get this really beautiful other guitar line in the right chance, quite faint, but it's got a lovely tone to it. It's just sort of noodling little lines here and there, and goes to the end. Lovely, uncomplicated stuff. I
Mhm.
think if you're just looking for a stick of rock, particularly one that's spelt RAWK, then this is the stuff. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. And yeah, this is to me, and it's kind of it seems to me like in more recent years, everybody's trying to get away from just making rock and roll. They want to find and oftentimes they're trying to avoid that to be different, but they're just falling in line with whatever the subgenre du jour is. So they're not even accomplishing what they think they are by avoiding sounding too classic rock. And this
Need
is
the potatoes.
refresh.
Need the
Yeah.
potatoes.
This is refreshingly pot roast, you know? I mean, to stick with your analogy, this is meat and potatoes, and it's not trying to be something it's not, and it's wildly comfortable being what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is almost ironically refreshing because of what I just mentioned. Everyone trying to avoid it, like it's the third rail to sound like rock and roll or something. Like, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, I appreciate this song and them for that. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring them to the channel. It's a wholly enjoyable song, in my opinion. But yes, the Gaslight Anthem is an American rock band from New Brunswick, New Jersey, formed in 2006. The band consists of Brian Fallon on lead vocals and rhythm guitar, Alex Rosamilia on lead guitar and backing vocals, Alex Levine on bass guitar and backing vocals, and Benny Horowitz on drums and percussion. Brian Fallon was in a number of bands prior to the Gaslight Anthem, most recently, This Charming Man. The band went through a number of lineup changes to the point where the band consisted of Fallon, Mike Volpe, Ben Horowitz, and Alex Levine. At this stage, the band renamed themselves to the Gaslight Anthem due to the change in direction and lineup. After this, Volpe left and Rosamilia joined, and the current lineup of the Gaslight Anthem was formed. The band's first gig was at the Only Game in Town in Somerville, New Jersey in 2006. The Gaslight Anthem released their debut album, Sink or Swim. Then released on XO Records in May 2007, and their second album, you mentioned it earlier, the 59 Sound, on Side Dummy Records in August of 2008. The album was voted #1 album of 2008 by eMusic and received a high rating from your favorite, Pitchfork Media. On August, that's right, get it out, John, clear those lungs. On August 6, 2008, the band made British music history, becoming the first band ever to appear on the cover of Kerrang magazine without the magazine having previously written about them. Kerrang called them the best new band you'll hear in 2008. In addition, the band received airplay on BBC Radio 6 Music and embarked on a UK and European tour in November. In August 2009, the Gaslight Anthem won the 2009 Kerrang Award for Best International Newcomer. In 2009, the Gaslight Anthem supported Social Distortion on their European tour and was announced as a supporting act for Bruce Springsteen, a personal favorite of yours, I know, John, at Hyde Park Calling. The band performed at Pig Pop on June 1st, 2009. At the Glastonbury Festival on June 27, 2009, Springsteen joined the band on stage during their performance of the 59 Sound. Now, you can make all the faces you want and shake your head, but I will tell you this. If you grew up a kid loving rock and roll in a certain era in New Jersey, there is no way this wasn't a high point for you to be able to play a main stage at Glastonbury with probably one of your musical idols. So, you know, not exactly my cup of tea. I like some Springsteen stuff, not a huge amount. And I know John certainly doesn't. But if you are these guys from where you are, this is a big, huge moment for them.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
So the band's third album, American Slang, was released in June 2010, and their fourth, Handwritten, was released in July 2012 through Mercury Records. According to frontman Brian Fallon, the songwriting on the new album was different than on the band's previous efforts. He named the Rolling Stones, Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, and Derek and the Dominoes as influences. In addition to the 5 UK dates, the band played at festivals including Bonnaroo Festival, the Austin City Limits Music Festival, Southside Festival, Hurricane Festival, Hard Rock Calling, Rock Worcester, the Guernsey Festival of Performing Arts, a camping flight to Lowlands Paradise, Reading and Leeds festivals, and Oi Festivalen, which that's what? Are you familiar with Oi Festivalen?
Was that South London?
Yeah, exactly. What I was like, what country is he going to pull? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds right. Uh, they performed two songs from American Slang on episode 6, series 37 of Later with Jules Holland, originally broadcast in the UK on October 22nd, 2010. The band's fifth studio album, Get Hurt, was released on August 12th, 2014 through Island Records. On July 29th, 2015, the band announced an indefinite hiatus following their European summer tour, which concluded at the Reading Festival on Sunday, August 30th. The band temporarily reunited for a string of shows in 2018 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 59 Sound before resuming their hiatus. However, in March 2022, the band announced that they had reunited and returned to full-time status, and that they had begun writing their sixth studio album. The album, titled History Books, was released on October 27th of 2023. The New York Times music critic John Caramanica described the band as part of a rich tradition of New Jersey punk spanning the Misfits to the Bouncing Souls. The Gaslight Anthem's music also embraces many elements of the Jersey Shore sound. Brian Fallon's fondness for Bruce Springsteen has been considered a significant influence on the band's music. However, the band have claimed that they never set out to intentionally sound like him. Representative of such views, one critic wrote, "The Gaslight Anthem are like something out of a speculative fiction. This is what pop music would be if Springsteen hadn't listened to his producer, let the Ramones record Hungry Heart, and launch the CBGBers into mega stardom." The track we listened to today, 45, was the lead single from Handwritten, before their most successful single on the charts. What the fuck am I doing here? The track we listened to today, 45, was the lead single from Handwritten and became their most successful single to chart. The album reached number 2 in the United Kingdom, number 3 in the United States, and also charted in the top 10 in Austria, Canada, Germany, Ireland, and the Netherlands. Handwritten received mostly positive reviews from music critics. At Metacritic, the album received a Metascore of 71 based on 31 reviews, indicating generally favorable reviews. Uncut scored it a 7 out of 10, and NME an 8 out of 10. The AV Club and Entertainment Weekly both graded it a B+, while AllMusic and Sputnik scored it a 4 out of 5 stars, and Alternative Press and punknews.org both scored it 4.5 out of 5. 45 was the first song written for Handwritten. Lead singer Brian Fallon said of the song, "This record was different because when we started out, I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, and after American Slang, after the 59 Sound, I was like, what am I going to do? Is there any more Gaslight songs?" It's a scary thing when that feeling hits you. When we wrote the song 45, I was like, thank God. I just knew that it was going to be all right. R.J. Kubarubia of Rolling Stone wrote of the track, combining punk rock, folk, and the spirit of Americana, New Jersey rockers, the Gaslight Anthem fuel their heartfelt formula with new intensity on 45, the first single off the upcoming album Handwritten. Well known for his reverential folk-style storytelling, frontman Brian Fallon instead reflects on his own experiences and reels back his deeply embedded references. And over at Billboard, the staff wrote, "This track soars through the listener, however, its hooks and riffs firing on all cylinders, and its immensity paired with an intimacy that the group has developed since its earliest work. It's a song about getting over a girl, but Fallon masterfully evokes the dead-end solipsism through the narrator's simple act of hitting rewind on a comforting song." So, let's jump into these lyrics. "Have you seen my hands? Just look at them shake. And the song just keeps on repeating. Drop the needle again. And I dance with your ghost. Oh, but that ain't the way. I can't move on, and I can't stay the same. And all my friends say, hey, turn the record over. Hey, I'll see you on the flip side. And there you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else lay at her feet. But have you seen my heart? Have you seen how it bleeds? And the nights are so long, baby, out here in the deep. The ticking of hours lonely. I hear the alarm. I used to hear when she would sleep in my arms. But better sense says, hey, turn the record over. Hey, I'll see you on the flip side. There you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else lay at her feet. And all my friends say, hey, turn the record over. Hey, I'll see you on the flip side. There you go. Turn the key and engine over. Let her go. Let somebody else lay at her feet. Where you used to be. Where you used to be. Where you used to be. Here with me. So yeah, I think the laying at her feet is sort of like, at her, you sort of fawn over her to the point where you're sort of bowed at her feet or laying at her feet. Let somebody else do that. Accept that it's over and move on. It's for the best for you to do that. And I think the idea of moving on is this idea of turning the record over, seeing what's on the other side. Which is an interesting, little mechanism, and it's kind of cool because it's a song using this metaphor, which is great. So yeah, fun little track. Thought you might enjoy its rootsy nature to rock and roll, and I'm glad you liked it, John.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Well, folks out there in the listening audience, please let us know what you think of the Gaslight Anthem, this track 45, or any of their other works, whether it preceded this or came after. Love to hear what you have to say about it. If you have any recommendations by them or any other act, drop them also down in the comments field below. We will collate them and add them to the ongoing list of Friday episode songs that we will devote those episodes to. So thank you, and hopefully also, please like, share, and subscribe if you'd be so inclined. We really do appreciate that here over at the Audiophiles. And hopefully John and I will catch all y'all in growing numbers on the next installment of the Audiophiles. We'll see you later, guys.